Hi, today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting integers on a number line. So first off, I'm just going to start by drawing a number line. Whenever you draw a number line, it sure doesn't have to be perfectly straight. That's not what's really important. Then we need to label our number line. It's really great if you're able to have enough space to just start with 0 and then work your way in the positive direction and work your way in the negative direction. Sometimes, though, you don't have enough space for that, and so sometimes you have to do a much smaller number line, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and get started talking about how to add and subtract on a number line. Let's start with something basic like 3 plus 2. Well, the first number is where you start. So if I put the numbers on my number line, this is literally just counting. I could have done this even before knowing what my addition problem was. I also have to work backwards. So after 0, it's -1, -2, -3, -4. And this is going backwards on the number line. Sometimes this part, being able to label it backwards, is kind of difficult. And that's okay though. So we start at the 3. So I'm going to start, I'll put a dot right here over the 3. And then plus means we're going to move forward. And I'm just moving forward 2 spaces. So 1, 2, boom, our answer, our finishing answer, our final answer is 5. So that's a really basic, right, adding on a number line. Let's go ahead and take a look at some subtraction. What if I do 2 minus 4? Well, I start with the first number, so I'll put a number at 2. Minus means I go backwards or to the left. And then I have to go 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, I'm at -2 would be my answer. Okay, well, what about something a little bit trickier? Okay, what about 4 plus -3? Well, I start at 4, and it tells me I'm going to go positive because it's plus, but then this negative symbol right here, means I'm going to do the opposite of what I think I was supposed to do. So I was supposed to go forward. So I'm going to do the opposite of that, and I'm going to go backward 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. So really, I just did 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3. Anytime you have a plus and a minus or a plus and a negative right next to each other, that's the same thing as just minus. Let me show you another example of what I mean by the plus and the minus right next to each other. What if I do 6 minus a positive 2? Well, 6 is where I start. Minus means I'm going to go backwards. Positive means, yep, do what you think you're supposed to do, which was backwards, 2. 1, 2. So here again, we've got the minus and the plus sign right next to each other. I could have just written 6 minus 2, because here we see the answer is 4, which is 6 minus 2. Okay, now let's move on to some even trickier stuff. It's the good stuff, though. So what if I start with -4, and I do minus -8? So -4, don't freak out because there's a negative. That's just where we start. Just put a dot here at my -4. That's fine. But the minus right here says, cool, I'm going to go backwards. I'm supposed to go to the left. But then when there's a double negative, so when we have another negative, remember this second one means do the opposite of what you thought you were supposed to do. So you thought you were supposed to go backwards, so actually go forward. And when you have to go forward, 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And our answer is 4. A double negative minus a negative is actually the exact same thing as plus. So we could have written -4 plus 8. Hope that helps adding and subtracting on a number line.